Hi. In this session, we are going to do binning as a technique in feature engineering. And we are going to do that by making use of the health stroke dataset, which is found from Kigo. And we are going to do it in our Jupyter notebook as usual, as a practical. And to do that, what you need to do is to import some libraries, and we are going to use of the Pandas library. So we execute the Pandas library to import into our system, and then the next thing that you need to do is to then import your dataset. And soon after importing your dataset, you are now aware that you need to do an exploratory to see what you have imported in your kernel. So we're going to make use of the head function to do that. So when we do a head function, we are able to see the 5 first rows inside our dataset that we have imported. So now let's go to the main objective of this session, which is binning. And this technique, when we are looking at binning, it involves converting the continuous features into categorical data for ease understanding, especially from non-technical team. And it also makes it very easy and clear for you to handle and to see data points such as outliers. And there are various methods that you can use while you're doing binning, such as you do it in equal bins. In this case, we are going to use what we call customer binning in terms of grouping our binning. So that's what we are going to be doing. So the next thing that we want to do here is to create our bins. So let's define our variable or bins. And let's start with 0, whilst we are working on the edge column. 18, 35, 50, 100. And then when you have created your bins, you also want to create the labels. And let's create our first label as 0 to 18. Our next label is 19 to let's see, 35. And our next label will be 34 to 50. Our next bin will be, let's define 51 and say and above. So you will see what we have done here. If you look at the bins as we create them, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bins. And when we look at the labels, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 bins, because one of them is going to be left out. You would want to make sure that you have got more labels with an extra label over the bins, as we are going to define when we create the bins. So we execute, and then we eventually want to create a new column or new feature in our dataset, and we are going to call it edge group. And now we are going to make use of the Pandas to cut the data into the bins, and we call our column that we want to use, or our feature, which is edge. And we are now going to define the bins, and we assign our variable bin as defined in the above cell. And also we want to call the labels as defined in our variable labels in the cell executed in position 4, and we are going to call the right. And what it means is that when we call the right and we define the right to be false, mean to say that we will be left inclusive in terms of our beans, and we are going to neglect the right side of the beans in terms of how the bean is going to be defined. So we execute, and okay, we have got an error. Age is not defined. Okay, so we need to put inside the quotes, and then we execute our cell, and we call our dataset .head. So this is how it looks now. We originally have age as a feature there, and we have created another new column, age group. Okay, as you can see there, we have a misspelling of the age, but however, let's continue. That's the new feature with the feature name that we have used. You can always use your skills that we already implemented in previous sessions to rename the column to correct whatever is there. So let's go ahead and focus on what we have created. We have created different categories and bins there, which we can further go on to visualize by using Seaborn. So let's go ahead and import our Seaborn. Let's say import Seaborn as SNS, and we re-execute the cell. So now we can use our Seaborn and say Seaborn histo plot, and then we are going to feed that with a data set, which is data, and we are going to make use of our new column, which we have said is age group, like that, and then we represent it. So now we can see that our data has been grouped in these 4 bins. We start from 0 to 18, and we can now further go on to see how many patients are inside the group 0 to 8 and how many are inside the group 18 to 19 and so forth. So this is how you would want to do binning in as you prepare your data for data analysis, or you prepare your data for machine learning. We are going to look into various techniques of feature engineering in next sessions as individual videos. So I encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you would want to see how we do feature engineering in Jupyter Notebook using Python. And remember also to like and to comment. Your comments are valuable to us if you need us to look into many functions and techniques in machine learning. We are out.